Thought I'd do a quick video on how to use the Excelerate camber gauges. They're pretty slick. They take a minute to figure out what to do with them. I'll show you my method. This is how I've been doing it. I've already leveled my tweak board so that I've got a level surface to work on. I've already turned on the gauges and pressed the start button a second time when they're flat on the board, and it will set the gauge to flat. So I've done that on both sides. They turn off after a few seconds. And then what I do is I mount these inward towards the center of the car so I can get them closer together. And I've already got, I sort of just put them on a little bit loose so I can still turn them, so I can turn the kingpin underneath it. So I'm not doing these super tight, right? Just enough to hold them there. And then I have the kingpin screw loose at the very bottom. And I have this side too loose. It's moving way around on me. Again, I'm just trying to get these so they're on here, they're not sloppy, but I can still move them if I, once I get going here, you'll see why in a second. It's a little tricky to get them set up right. Okay. So once I'm set, I want the back of the car as flat as I can get. So I've got the purple pivots sitting on the back of the tray here, just so the car doesn't tip back. So I've got really the chassis sitting flat. I've got it centered on my board. I've got the tool all set up. I'm gonna use the Excelerate tool, special tool. And there's these little nubs that are on the end of it that really fit down into the kingpin. So what I do to start is you gotta make sure that these two things are in line with each other. So the reason I do them inward like this is so that I can just put my, a straight edge against it and then just let go of it. And these are now even, and I can see each side what I really have for camber. So what I do is, if you have the screw on the bottom loose and the screw on the camber gauge not all the way snug, you can actually grab a hold of this, grab the suspension arm, and put those two little nubs down into the kingpin and turn this and get it to where you want it for camber. So I'm going to try to set around 2 degrees of camber. That's what we've been playing with. If we get traction, we've been backing it off a little bit, but I can sort of play with this and get it really close by just moving this, using this special tool and aligning it. So what I'm trying to do right now is just get it close. The challenge you're going to find is, as you turn this, the screw underneath it either gets tighter, so you can't turn it anymore, or if you're on the other side or going the other way, it gets really loose and it gets sloppy. So you got to kind of watch for that. You may have to adjust that bottom screw a little bit. So far I'm good. I don't have any problems there. I keep going between kind of 1.7 and 2, right? I think these things are more accurate than what you really need them, but it does give you a really good run here, right? So I'm at 2.1. All right, 1.95. We'll start there, right? I want to get them close. Again, I'm just trying to get them close. I need to turn this one back more. I'm trying to keep the car centered on the board, not move it around too much. Right now I have 2 and 2.05. I'm going to double check this though, because I want to realign them with each other just to make sure I'm straight across. So again, I'm going to take this tool, put it across the back, kind of let go of it. I think I hit the car. Let me do that one more time. But they've got to be even so you get a good measurement, right? So I'm at 2 on the left side of the car right now, and I'm at 1.8 on the right. So I'm going to turn this one back just a little bit more. And again, I'm really watching to make sure I don't over loosen or over tighten that bottom screw underneath the kingpin. Because if you do, if it's too tight, it won't move for you. If it's too loose, you'll just get a sloppy, bad measurement. Right now, it's pretty good. It's probably been the best. It's probably been the best that I've done this so far. And you sort of get used to how to use these things over time. And I still need a little bit more. that looks pretty good. I'm all lined up. Take a little bit more out of this. And again, you can be as precise as you want. Like if you were calling it close enough, you'd be done, right? But I'm too much of a perfectionist. So I'm at 210 on both of them, 205 on both of them. I'm gonna mess with a little bit more because I just have to get it right. That's really good. I got 2 on both sides. So that's how I do them. And then once you have that set, it's just a matter of tightening that bottom screw without letting this move around too much. So I'm gonna try to just tip the car on its side here and just get a good, like, get a little bit snug, right? Do the same thing on this side. Get a little bit snug. And then double check, get my car all back aligned here again, and just double check that I didn't move the post at all. Yeah, so I'm 2.00 on one side and 2.05 on the other, and that's going to be pretty damn close. So that's how I do these. They're really accurate. I do, when I put this back on a hoodie after this, I'll notice that the hoodie will show me a little bit more, so it'll probably show like 2.2. Because there's slop built into the hoodie thing. There's just no slop in this. You know the kingpin is lined up exactly where it's supposed to be. And so it's more accurate. You kind of got to get used to it though. If you were to do it on these gauges and then try to compare it on your hoodie, it's going to look like it has 0.5 more on the, or a couple tenths more on the hoodie than it does on these, but it's all relative. So I hope that helps. Hope you guys, enjoy these things. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out.